Gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
So many questions about what the Chiefs would look like without Tyreek Hill. The answer is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. 33 first downs out of 66 plays. So just, first down every other play. That's fun. They were monsters. They ran everything. They ran everything under the sun. It was so cool. Under center, run game, play action, RPOs, just straight drop back. It was the third highest. Okay, so I like to look at first downs per attempt, just like I look, just kind of like you see if they're getting real yards. And this was the third highest of Mahomes' entire career, which is just ridiculous. Also related this was the highest percentage that he's ever been blitzed in a game, according to Next Gen Stats.
It was insane. Watching the game and then looking at the numbers, 45% of his dropbacks he was blitzed in this game. If you look at the rates over all of last season, I think it was 15, 16%. He was the least blitzed quarterback in the NFL. He's been the least blitzed quarterback in the NFL over the last couple of years. I'm wondering if the Cardinals were like, there's no way they expect this. There's no way they think this is coming. So they just brought heat the entire game. It's not as if they were worse against the blitz, though. He had almost the exact same EPA per dropback against 4 pass rushers as he did against 5 or more. So it didn't really matter what they were doing to him in this game.
No. And I mean, this is where the offensive line was just getting everything. And even there would be times where they're blitzing somebody and Mahomes would get the ball out before they could, before the blitzer could get home. So the times they did have a free runner, it was like, okay, Mahomes is Mahomes. Have fun with that. He had 10 different players got targeted today, 12 straight completions at one point, which was a personal record for him. Their longest pass play, though, was 35 yards. He only had 3 passes that traveled more than 20 air yards. They're just we were talking on the pre-show. He just kept hitting doubles on them. It's all stuff we've seen with Andy Reid's offenses, especially with Mahomes. But I think they're finding this formula, and so far the formula seems to be working out.
It was awesome to see them run, like you said, everything, because they had those couple big chunk plays. I think their biggest play of the day was out of 13 personnel.
Yeah.
To that one to Kelsey on the big crossing route was out of super heavy personnel. But then they did a ton of damage breaking it out and going empty in this game. Yeah. Mahomes in this game, 7 of 9 for 117 yards when the Chiefs were in empty. For those of you who could do some math at home, that's 13 yards per attempt. The crazier stat, though, he averaged 13.2 air yards per attempt out of empty. I think the league leader last year was around 9.
Yeah,
and when I was looking at those numbers, I was like, I wonder if there's one throw in there that juices that average. There is that 134-yard pass, but other than that, it's like 15 yards, 13 yards, 12 yards, 10 yards, 6 yards, 15 yards. They were launching the ball over the middle of the field out of those empty formations, just tons of crossing concepts, just attacking the middle of the field. The fact that they were so incredibly dialed in with such a varied game plan that was hitting in all of these different ways, it just tells you so much about what this pairing of the coach and the play caller actually looks like, almost independent of the players around them. Travis Kelce is so good, but these two, they're like muses for each other. Yeah. Like the way that they kind of push each other forward is absolutely insane. And I think you were very, very enthusiastic about what Chiefs 2.0 would look like with Hill gone. I don't even think I could have expected they would look this good this early.
Usually they just run stick. Stick is the double outs on either side. They did that, of course, but then, now they're just sprinkling a little bit of pepper with their salt.
And the mindset felt different, right? Like when you run stick, it's just like it's ball control offense. But if you're starting to run in-breaking stuff where you're getting the ball to guys on the move, it's just you're playing a different sort of game in terms of aggressiveness and what you're trying to accomplish. And that's what it felt like today, especially the empty stuff. It's, we talk about the Rams and them being able to attack down the field out of those looks last year and how impressive that is and what it can do to teams, because it often simplifies the defenses you can go against. The Rams are doing chip help stuff, though, and running out of tempo, so you have to keep the same formations on the field. The Chiefs are just like, fuck it. We're just going to do stuff that we should not be able to do because our quarterback is sent from outer space. It's like that. I cannot imagine how difficult and frustrating it is to play against those sorts of moments.
And then, on top of it is like they get in the red zone. There's Andy Reid dialing up a shovel play where CEH is the fullback. Like and then you get the creativity when it comes into these big game, like big moments. And it's unfair. It really is. It must be so frustrating.